Have you sometimes found yourself aimlessly walking around doing absolutely nothing? Well, after watching this video, you'll definitely be inspired to create some new stuff in your world. I'll be showcasing over 30 build ideas from mine entrances and enchanting areas to a giant jungle entrance and many, many more. And without wasting any more time, let's get into the first build. Alright, first up, we're taking a look at this giant jungle entrance design. So as you can see, we've got this massive wall with a big gap in the center here that allows us to pass through the two theoretically divided areas. As you can see, if I look up a little bit further, yeah, I'm pretty lazy, so it's just kind of cut off, but theoretically this would just continue on as far as it needs to go, and possibly even encase an area or something like that. Now this build was actually created with one of my good friends' extra builds, and it's also based on this reference image right here. And yeah, it's definitely just a really cool, nice way to divide two areas with like this massive kind of brutalist architecture design. Next up, we're taking a look at a couple of different mine entrance designs. Also just ignore all the random crap in the background. Once again, we're on one of my building platforms. But yeah, so for this first one, we have the medieval mine entrance. As you can see, we have like this kind of spruce frame design. This is a pretty common design used on a lot of mine entrances, but I just kind of changed it up a little bit by adding in a bunch of extra details and just some random stuff as well. We also have this minecart station on the outside that will go down theoretically into the mine entrance. Of course, it stops right here. And we've also just added in a couple of extra little details on the inside as well. For the next mine entrance, we have a Japanese style. So as you can see, we've used a frame once again, similar to the medieval one, but this time we're using some acacia wood, which definitely fits the Japanese vibe. We've also added a nice little roof to this one using some prismarine slabs. And yeah, so as you can see, we have our main mine entrance here, which just, of course, heads into the mine. And then over here, we actually have a theoretical entrance. It doesn't actually work, but yeah, this would go up to the top here, and you'd somehow be able to go inside here to like this little storage area. For the next mine entrance, we have one in a dwarven style, and this one's actually inspired by Skyrim and like their kind of dwarven ruin structure thingies. And yeah, so for this one, we have these two pillars on the left and right side. We've got some lava flowing inside of those. We've got some gold blocks as well around the place. And then we also have this massive kind of iron door design. It doesn't actually like open or work or anything like that, but if you wanted to build this for yourself, I'm sure you could figure out how to get this to work. And for the final mine entrance, we have the overgrown themed one. So this one would be theoretically in the side of a mountain or a cliff or something like that. And yeah, we've just added a bunch of little custom trees kind of overhanging over the entrance, and their vines as well have also started covering up the entrance. These might need a bit of a trim, forgive me for that. And yeah, overall, it's just a really cool and also pretty easy to build mine entrance as well. Next up, we have this little jungle ruins build. As you can see, we have kind of the ruins of a structure or kind of temple that used to be here. Well, I mean, it's still here, it's just a little bit decrepit. Yeah, so we've got like kind of ruins of the pillars here, and as if the slabs have kind of fallen onto the floor. We've got a bit of a pathway that goes through this as well, and just a couple of little decorations around the place, like this little river stream, some candles, and some storage blocks as well. Next up, we're taking a look at a couple of small bridge designs. For this first one here, we have the natural bridge. So as you can see, we just have like a bit of a natural arch that goes over this. Of course, we've had to add in some wood slabs here just to make the bridge a little bit easier to traverse, so you don't have to like spam spacebar to get up the grass, you know how it is. For the next bridge, we actually have one that would go into the nether, or I mean, you could use it for like a gothic or evil kind of theme village or anything like that. And yeah, this one's pretty simple. So we've got some nether brick walls that, I mean, they're supposed to go all the way down to the bottom. I'm not sure why they don't. And then at the top here, we've added in some fences with some leads, and these also go down to, I believe, some chickens down here. I don't really want to yeah, there we go. I've kind of ruined it a little bit, but yeah, we've got chickens under here. Man, look what you guys made me do. It's all your fault. But yeah, so the way this works is we have chickens underneath the ground here so that it makes this kind of cool, like, lead design thing. For the next bridge, we have a medieval style one. So this one's just a nice, simple arch design. We've got a little bit of a water pass through here using some iron bars, and we've also textured the underwater area with some mossy stone bricks as well. It's definitely a really nice touch to add to any builds that are situated in water. And now for the final bridge, we have this kind of wacky, weird-looking medieval wooden style bridge this time. This one's actually roofed as well, as you can obviously see. It's got a bit of a roof here. We've got like some nice little gables on the sides as well. And yeah, just a really cool, compact, and really hyper-detailed mini bridge design thing. Next up, we're taking a quick look at two different river designs. So for the first one here, we of course just have a natural river. Well, it's not completely natural. We've of course decorated it heavily by adding in a pathway, a couple of stones, and a bunch of decoration blocks, and also this custom weeping willow tree as well. And then for the second river, we have pretty much the stark opposite. This one is a completely man-made river. So instead of just having grass on the sides, we've instead added in this nice kind of sloped design. We've also made it into like a bit of a dam wall. So as you can see, we have a bridge that goes across here. On the left side, we have a slightly higher water level. And then on the right side, we have the water trickling out down onto the lower level. And yeah, just a different, unique way to make a bridge in your area if you want something a little bit more man-made. All right, for this next one, we have a beach upgrade. And I don't actually have the unupgraded version of this. So I'm just kind of showcasing the area to the right of it. As you can see, this is just like a bog standard vanilla beach. I mean, there's nothing too special going on here, but I've actually upgraded it over here, as you can see. I've showcased a few beach upgrades that I've done before, and this one follows the similar principles of it. So we've got a bit more of a sloped decline into the ocean here, instead of just a like harsh drop off like we have over here, which definitely makes the beaches feel a lot more realistic. We've got like a nice rocky section over here, a bunch of custom palm trees around the place with some theoretical coconuts. I know they're cocoa beans. We've also added in a bit of a pier design over here, and we've also added in a little pathway that snakes around all the way into the tree line over here. And yeah, definitely a really nice build if you're wanting to upgrade an existing beach in your area. Next up, we're taking a quick look at a couple of different aesthetic enchanting areas, meaning they unfortunately don't reach level 30, but you can definitely just add in a bunch more bookshelves in these to get them to level 30. And so for this first one, we're taking a look at the ruined one. So as you can see, it's in like a bit of a forest clearing or something like that. And we have the ruins of what once was like a tower or kind of structure that was housing this enchanting area. Next up, we have the overgrown enchanting area. This one's definitely really nice and cozy. And once again, you could easily expand this out to reach a full level 30 by adding in more bookshelves around the place. For the next one, we have a cave enchanting area. So this one would obviously just be inside of a cave. Maybe you have like a base down in a cave or something like this, and you could just expand off to the side and add in this nice enchanting area over here. And now for the final enchanting area, we just have a little bit of an interior showcase one. To the left, we have a bit of storage for maybe some lapis, and then we also have some barrels up here for some extra storage, maybe for books and stuff like that. Next up, we're taking a look at 4 different levels of a mineshaft design. The first one here being the first level, obviously. It's just a simple tunnel, couple of torches, and that's basically it. For the next one, we've got a bit of an upgrade. As you can see, we've added in some arch designs, some pillars, and also this little workstation here with a couple of smelters and some chests as well. For the third level, we've increased the details once again. So this time we've got like a nice pillar system here that actually sticks out from the walls. We've added in this bracing system and some more stairs for archers and just a bunch more details around the place as well. And now for the fourth and final level of the mineshaft designs, we have this one, which once again has ramped up the details quite a bit. So this time we've got fully decorated pillars. We've got a bunch of arch designs as well around the place. We've gone pretty crazy in the ground by adding in these cracks in the ground. We've got a full mineshaft rail as well. And I just wanted to quickly say, when I'm talking about the levels, I'm of course not talking about like really efficiency of the build. I'm talking about the aesthetics. Next up, we're taking a look at a couple of weird, wacky tower designs, with the first one here being a nether themed one. So as you can see, we just have a whole bunch of nether blocks for the block palette. We've got blackstone, we've got some basalt, and we've got some hanging soul lanterns around the place as well. For the next tower, we have a desert themed one. I'm not sure where the door went. There's supposed to be a door here and also a ladder up to the top. Yeah, just don't worry about that. But yeah, for this one, we've incorporated a whole bunch of jungle wood for like kind of the extra details. I feel like it's definitely the best wood block that kind of suits with the desert theme as well. For the next tower, we have the medieval one. So this one's of course using stone bricks and spruce wood. It's kind of the signature blocks for anything that I make that's medieval. And yeah, this time we also have a door and a ladder that goes up to the very top. And as you can see, we've got a bunch of space up here for you to use to like defend your base or your village or anything like that. And now for the final tower, we have something that's completely different from all of them. This one is a ruined one. And yeah, so it's not very functional, but definitely does look pretty cool and aesthetic. We've used a whole bunch of mossy and cracked blocks for the texture for this build. We've added in some leaves around the place and some logs as well. And then on the inside, we just have a little bit of a workstation with a crafting table and a chest. Next up, we're taking a quick look at 4 different levels of a medieval farm design, with level 1 here just being a simple circular design. For level 2, we've added in a bunch more details. So this time we've got a nice river that kind of flows in between the circle. We've also changed the shape as well. Instead of it being like a perfect circle, or I don't really know if you can even call that a circle, to be honest. We've changed it to more of like an oval shape and added in a little bit of elevation as well, and some lanterns too. Now for level 3, we've once again increased the detail level. We've added in some texture to the surrounding wall design. We've added in some more elevation, and we've also added in a composter as well. And now for the 4th and final level, we've added in once again even more elevation, added some more details to the river, which then of course flows down into a little pond here. We've added in a lily pad and some sugar canes. This would definitely benefit from maybe some little stones and seagrass in the ground. I'm not sure why I didn't add that. But yeah, we've also added in some wood pillars around the place to support the lanterns instead of just having some stone brick walls. We've added in a couple of extra details like this hay bale stack over here, some storage, and a wheelbarrow design too. Next up, we have this hobbit home design. And this build also has a full tutorial video on my channel if you want to build it for yourself. It's a little bit of an old build, so it's kind of outdated and weird looking, but yeah, so on the exterior here, we have a nice pathway that leads up to the base. We've got a bunch of lamppost designs around the place as well, and then we also have to the right here, a nice little roofed farm section. Now heading on inside of the base, as you can see, on the left here, we have our storage, our crafting area, our bedroom with a nice toggleable lamp. Then to the right of this, we have our smelting area and also our enchanting area over here too. And so that just about does it for all of the builds I wanted to showcase in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.